It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Yeah, welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. Hey! Oh, well, we're getting ready for tomorrow's live coverage courtside. It looks like Sierra's been working on it. And it looks like I'm going to use my Zoom, my Android Zoom, Motorola Zoom, and we're going to be able to do it live on Ustream. Now, if you go to Freedom's Phoenix, you go into the radio archive there or any one of the radio links, one of the shows and so on, you'll see towards the top it says Ustream link. Now, that's the one that we're going to use, right? So you go in there and you'll just see when we're live and we'll cover it. And I'll just, I can walk around and, technology, man, we've been, accumulating. So we have a lot of different ways that we can do the show. When we do our remotes, we have a thing, it's called a Comrex Access. And it's a full suite with a mixer and everything. You ever see this thing, man? It's like taking all of this stuff that you see back here, on the video, you see all our mixers and other kind of stuff, and you put it in one little bitty thing, and it's very, very cool. But it has to be run through the network or some system, and since I'm not on LRN or anything else during the weekend, we want to do it live, but we're going to go ahead and use the Ustream. Now, we used to do some Ustream on a regular basis and through the machines here and everything, and it just wasn't consistent enough. It was more annoying than anything else. So you just have to wait, and you can watch the videos on YouTube. But we're going to go ahead, and we have that capacity. We're going to go put the link up and everything. We'll have it up. I'm wondering if I do it tonight, the man will, control it by tomorrow. It's working fine now. Anytime you do this stuff and you're going through somebody else's stuff, they just flip a little switch, it's like, no. So you wait till the last minute, and then, I don't know, you're not paranoid if they're following you. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll put it up tonight. Can you go ahead and get it all created? Did you already do it? She's doing it right now. So Sierra, I'm going to miss her. I come up with all kinds of scenarios, and I go, now what if we have, and you can from home and no, training Gwen to do it and everything. All right, fine, because she wants to just take a break because I'll tell you, Sierra's been working for me since, I don't think she ever remembers when she wasn't, it's just, Dad, I'm 21, man, let's go do something else. And you're in a situation to where, imagine, those that listen, you probably more than most Americans, paying attention to what's going on. Imagine your entire life. You always see your parents out there. You see your father's on television, your father's on the radio, your father's doing whatever. He's running for office. You're at school. You can't get away from it because during the election cycle, they're always saying, ooh, we're going to have, the people on the ballot and, the class is going to vote and we're going to, there's Sierra's dad, and so on. Yep, there's my dad. And you go and I go speak at her class. I can't go anywhere. My dad is not there. So you go to the school and you speak. You go to different functions. They're at, you're recognized when you go out to the movies. We're going, it's just so immersed in this stuff. And then they make the mistake. Okay. They go, Dad, why? Wait. I didn't ask a question. Sorry. Abort. Because I go like this. I said, I'll sit there. And this was the deal that we made. They'd ask me a question. And they knew, man, they're going to get the full answer. You ask me a question, I give you the full answer. Well, it could be 3 minutes or 3 hours. Well, the joke was 3 minutes always turns into 3 hours, and let me tell you why. We'd be doing something, and I wouldn't say anything, and they go, why are you, one of the kids, I have 4 of them there, and they go, why are you, and I'd stand there, and I'd be counting to 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they go, no! I said, you got 10 seconds to hit my shoulder and hit the abort button. And when they go up to hit the shoulder, I'm like, move it away. You missed it. No. You get the full explanation. Well, they're like, oh, man, So I would give them the explanation, then they get into it. It'd be something interesting, something they heard on the news or the truth of something that was different from what they heard at school. And so they get kind of into it, and they'd ask another question. They go, yeah, well, how come they, another question, I get 3 more minutes. It would turn into hours. It'd get to the point to where Sierra and her sister and her brothers are pounding on the person that would ask a question. They go, but what about, no, I don't ask it. It keeps going. It'll never stop. So being immersed in this and understanding what's coming, I am very confident that my children know exactly what's going on, and they have prepared themselves. Do your children accumulate silver? Do your children, all of a sudden, of course, then they didn't appreciate it getting in their stocking, but now they're like, you know what? It wasn't a bad idea back when it was $9 an ounce. So now it's it is worth some money now. It didn't, it actually has some value sitting in there in the top of my drawer. So I'm going, all right, so she needs a break. 21, and man, I feel like I'm 40. But I'm going to try and bring her back in it because a lot of things, Freedom's Phoenix, she's done a great job in helping me get everything done. You have these ideas and the dream of what the site can do and the capacity thereof, and it just has so many capacities that I'm really happy that we've got to where we are now, and we can maintain it with a little bit less. I need to spend more time on it, so I can't be doing, devoting so much time every day to the radio. That's why next Friday will be a week from now will be my last LRN daily 2-hour show. Now I talked to there's some other affiliates that pick up the show around the country that are regular Terran broadcast radio stations that pick it up separately or through LRN, and they're like, what? And look, man, we'll see if we can work out something in the future. We'll see how this goes. Maybe you can do the newscast or something. They just want to be sure because, there's some places around the country, that this is good. So I mentioned who they were if I had their call letters in front of me, but I understand that this mindset that we have here on the show is different than many others. It's because we're looking at, things in a different way. There's something more fundamental that's wrong that allowed this to happen. And things like they use a lot of different frivolous distraction issues to do whatever. But our last hour, we're talking to this gentleman about, we need to censor and make liable manufacturers of these violent video games like they're, doing cigarettes or guns or whatever. We use that same concept. We're going to go after them because they're creating a culture that's like bad. And I'm going, it's called the United States freaking government. They're using this technology to create warmongering, drone-flying, missile-shooting, pull-the-trigger-on death machines while they're sitting in their air-conditioned room that the Air Force supplies for them in Nevada eating Hot Pockets. I mean, seriously? And you don't see this as, why aren't you, go after them, man. Go after the broker right below why the manufacturer? Go after the guy that's actually making the big money doing the contract that was an ex-general, that former lobbyist for the yada yada that's doing this to create warmongering, go kill the planet people, and get him. Heck, go after the government for all I care, but if they got this sovereign immunity, king can do no wrong thing, well, make that point. But they're really not after the root cause of the problem. They just want to get some money. They want to, blame the people that made it. They want to, are they really going after what they say they are for the save the minds of the youth? No, they don't even think that far. We're lawyers, man. We just file paperwork and hope somebody pays us off. And I'm going, is that really the best thing to do? How about you raise the next generation to understand what's truth and what's a lie? We'll be right back.